Okay, so she's got a fine body, fine girl. Ne ho sem bebre buy she and her manager bullet some 50,000 issue and all that. But recently I got to know that she can really sing. Like she has a very nice voice. She could play instruments. And I'm like, okay, so Miss Forson, when someone mentions Miss Forson, what should we look out for? Aside all the fine body, all the big back, and all that, what should we look out for? What do you stand for?
That's a very good question. Thank you for having me. I would say my music, just the music, it speaks for itself. It should speak for itself. Yeah, that is what I stand for.
Okay, your music. What's that special thing about your music? Cause I listen to your music and you are doing all the wordplay, the a bit of some. If we have to translate it, then it is profanity, right? And it's nothing new. So, what's in particular about your music should we look out for?
Creativity. I mean, you spoke about the wordplay. I'm a songwriter, so I would say singing singing with wordplay, like using a wordplay in my songs, is just being creative. Is it another part of me? You understand? So
I don't get to feel your voice when you're doing all those songs. I don't get to feel how you can play some instruments like that good. I don't get to feel it in your songs. That's my personal, and I think that your music is like you were saying that your music represents you. I think that I've heard it elsewhere. And a lot of people have even been saying that, oh, she writes like bullets and all that. Don't when you hear these things, doesn't it get to you?
what I would say is when I write a song or when I'm done writing a particular song, I don't focus on it. I move to the next one. And I have a lot of songs that I have written on my. If you check online, I have a new single featuring Famille. It doesn't have any wordplay in it. It's purely love song. You understand? So I wouldn't focus on my previous songs, but I think people should look out for the new project that I'm coming on board with.
Okay, so do you think you have a popular song?
Do I think? Oh, for now, I think we are still pushing. So Obian NT, so I wouldn't say I have a popular song, but anybody that hears my new single loves it.
I'm asking this because when we mentioned Miss Forson, we know some fine lady with some fine body and all. But I feel like a lot of people haven't appreciated your music yet. It's just the body and the looks. Yes, they say sex sells and all that, but um, don't you think that people haven't accepted your music, but it's just the looks?
I think it's just a matter of time. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So you see somebody and then you have a specific opinion about the person. But I think it's just a matter of time. I'm working hard, and with time, people get to know the other side of me as well.
Okay, now let's go to your labels. What happened to Midas Touch?
Midas Touch.
Midas Touch, Rough Town. After all the unveiling, you remember you guys had an unveiling. It was you, Danny Beats. What's the other guy's name? Yes, Brella. Yes, and after everything, yes, Ebony passed away. May her soul rest in perfect peace. But there was Midas Touch, right? And you didn't know about them? Yes, they were the investors. So what happened? They couldn't continue.
It was a misunderstanding. It's something personal, something that has been passed. So I wouldn't want to disclose.
That's fine. That's really fine. But I want to find out from you. I don't want to go back to all your issues that have been circulating and all that. But do you think that women in this industry, gender disparity affects you in some way?
Affects me personally? No, not at all.
So, in this industry, we always say that it's a male-dominated industry. So now, you being in this industry, introducing yourself to the people, but it's the body that we see for now. Don't you think? Do you think that people have accepted you like the way they want accept men? Because we've had so many men come with their songs and people have accepted them, saying you and you cry, I accept it. But it's been a problem in the industry for women.
What, let me, I don't.
Okay. So women are struggling to penetrate in the industry. And I don't know if you are also feeling that way. Are you struggling to penetrate into the industry?
What I would say is I'm working hard, and it's a step at a time. And, I wouldn't say that I'm struggling. I would say that I'm working hard.
Working.
I'm learning new things a day at a time, and then yeah, I'll get.
So for now, you're not feeling that heat.
I'm not under any pressure, just doing things. I'm working hard low key. So my good works is going to speak out for itself at the right time.
Okay, so we've had a lot of issues. It turns out that the women who are mostly signed onto labels or probably under some management, when they have to leave, they are the ones who end up losing a lot. Recently, we heard some issues. I'm sure you heard it to yourself. So with you, are you taking any measures? Are you like learning from all these things? Because it looks like the women are the people who are mostly getting involved, especially in this industry. Are you taking any measures or have you learned anything?
Of course, a whole lot. I think one of the problem is, as a lady having an intimacy with your manager or it's also part of the problem. Yeah.
But would you ever do that, or do you do that? Some people even live with their managers in their house, like they stay together.
Oh, yeah, I know about that, but no.
Oh, you know?
I know.
You know some people.
It's normal. I've actually had this experience before, way back when I was in school. Before I wanted to.
You were living with your manager?
No, I wasn't living with my manager. What I'm saying is, I know because I've met people that had wanted to help me, but wanted to get intimacy with me. You understand? So I know how it works. Ombeka and some all sort of sweet words to get your attention and get intimate with you. Yeah.
So have you ever dated any of your managers before?
No, never. I haven't.
You haven't?
Before. Maybe.
But people suspect that maybe you had something to do with bullets. Did you ever?
No. If people are thinking about it, own opinion, but there's no proof. So,
because people are suspecting that his current artist, people are suspecting. So, it could be that maybe a time I know so maybe ABC did he ever ask you out or try to,
No, never.
He didn't. Are you sure?
Oh, of course. Why would and I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with that because they are two adults. A young decision, but the implications after that, that is what as a female you should think about and then advise yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So you said that now there's a new Miss Forson, if I'm not mistaken. There's a new Miss Forson when it comes to your songwriting and all. So then, when you were doing all the profane and all that, why did you choose to do all these kind of songs? Is it because they told you that will make people accept you early? What was the whole idea? What was the agenda to do profane songs? Because you have a good voice, you sing, you do, and I heard you write too. So why that?
I wouldn't call it profane song.
Wordplay.
It's a wordplay, but a tree kasa. I was singing in tree, and whatever word that I used in there is something we say all the time. So I wouldn't say they are profane words. And then when you listen to the songs very well too, it comes with a message. You understand? But because people have tagged it in a certain way, so where they So people don't really pay attention to the lyrics and then understand the songs very, very well. But I wouldn't call it wordplay. We use the words all the time. So those are the same words I fix into my songs.
So what will make you stop doing music? At what point, or what will be that thing that will happen to you that you say like, nah, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore?
I would say probably death. Death.
Death will make you stop doing music.
Yeah, no, it's not some nasa.
So have you had most of these industry men coming to you just because you have a nice body, you have a nice figure, face, and all that? Have you had most of these industry guys coming to you just for pleasure, or do they mostly ask for something in return, to give you favors? I mean,
I don't think that is something I would like to disclose. I may a snitch.
Oh, you don't really need to mention anybody's name, but
no.
So it happens.
It happens sometimes, but it all depends on how you carry yourself as a woman. Because so give you yourself out. At the end of the day, you lose. So yeah, it's a normal thing, and not just me. Like every other lady, your bank one, people try their luck, but yeah, you just have to keep focused.
A little bird told me that you didn't exit or sign out with Rough Town and Midas Touch, and then you just moved to BAM. Is that true?
I didn't exit.
Okay, so you didn't end your deal with them, and then the next thing they saw that you were with the other label.
I never had a deal, like contract paperwork with them. It was a verbal agreement and all sorts. So
it's still an agreement.
It was an agreement, but everything that happened was something that was between myself and my ex-boss. We knew what we were doing, so.
And a little bird also told me that you were supposed to sign some documents, but you needed the voice of someone, but the person didn't want to add the voice.
The voice? I don't get it. You are speaking in parables. Hey, you're speaking in vague.
Okay, so a little bird told me that you were supposed to sign a contract with Midas Touch and Rough Town Music, but you needed to seek permission, or your husband, ex-husband, needed to sign some documents saying that, okay, I can give my wife to you at this time when you need her for this, that, like she'll be available for you. But that agreement didn't come to pass, or that agreement didn't happen. How true is that?
Well, I would say, you said you heard it from a bird, so probably we should ask the bird. Let's find out from the bird, because myself, I don't know what you are talking about. And maybe we should find.
So there was no agreement, or there was no issue about your husband, your ex-husband coming into.
He never had a problem with anybody. He never had a problem with me getting signed on, getting paperwork done, or anything of a sort. So.
Okay. Thank you.